And a top focus on Newspoint this morning. The railway services have resumed in India's Balasore district, where the country's worst train tragedy in decades took place. This came as death toll from the accident got revised to 275. The death toll was revised down from previously reported 288 on Sunday, after it was found that some bodies had been counted twice. Nearly 1,200 people are reportedly to be injured.
So finally they found that few dead bodies have been reported twice, double counts. So after weeding out those duplicates, the collector has arrived at the final figure, which he has intimated in writing in the form of a letter, that the death toll till 10 a.m., whatever the letter indicates, the death toll is 275, not 288.
Meanwhile, trains were seen running on the tracks nearly 51 hours after the accident took place. The Union Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav oversaw the train movement and said that the situation is returning to normal. The rescue teams had worked round the clock to clear the site of the mangled remains of the clashed trains.
अभी आपने देखा अब तक 3 गाड़ियां जा चुकी है। टोटल रात में करीब 7 गाड़ियां प्लान्ड है और एकदम नॉर्मलाइजेशन की तरफ ले जाना है और बहुत ही संवेदना के साथ जिन परिवारों के मेंबर्स खो गए उनको किसी न किसी जल्दी से जल्दी उनके पास उनके परिवारजन पहुंचे। ये हमारा दायित्व अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है।
The minister had attributed the horrific collision to a change in the electronic interlocking and said that all will soon be revealed in a report. India's federal investigative body, the Central Bureau of Investigation, has also been roped in to probe the incident. Many people are still struggling to identify the bodies of their loved ones. Owing to the gruesomeness of the injuries, many people were searching for their loved ones in the hospitals in hope of finding them alive. The survivors of the tragedy narrated their ordeal.
होश नहीं था, क्या होगा कुछ नहीं, मेरे होश नहीं। जब ट्रेन धक्का हुआ ना तब मेरे को चीप जा रहा था, मतलब घुटन जैसा लग रहा था, तो कुछ महसूस नहीं। जब गिरा तो तब देखा कि कहाँ गिरा हूँ, पूरा मिट्टी के ऊपर गिरा था, बोल के कुछ नहीं हुआ। तो लगा है पूरा मुंडी पूरा चारों तरफ इधर उधर पूरा लगा है, बॉडी में पैर टांग मेरा टूट गया।
मैं आया था मेरा भैया के लिए, उसका बॉडी का ले गया, अंतिम संस्कार कर चुका है और आज सब लोग बताया कुछ कैश देगा और चेक देने के लिए, इसलिए हम लोग मेरा भाभी को साथ में लाके उसको हाथ में थाम दिया।
What is being believed till now that on the day of the accident, a green signal was given to the Chennai-bound Coromandel Express. As a result, it entered the loop line and rammed into a freight train which was stationary, while 22 coaches of the Coromandel Express got derailed. 3 coaches infringed on the down line, colliding with 2 coaches of Yaswantpur-Havra Express coming from the opposite direction. Now, the Indian Railway Minister has attributed the horrific collision to a change in the electronic interlocking and said that all will soon be revealed in a report. But first, to understand what a change in the electronic interlocking means, we have to first know what is interlocking. Now, it is a system that refers to a safety mechanism. Now, it ensures safe and efficient operation of train movements at various railway junctions. Now, it involves integration of signals, points and track circuits. Meanwhile, it also allows trains to change direction from one track to another without any mishap. And lastly, it also helps assess if a section of track is occupied or vacant. Let's also now tell you about, we've told you about the basics of the interlocking. Let's now tell you about the electronic interlocking system. Now, it is a modern form of interlocking technology. The control and supervision of train movements carried out through software components. Let's now tell you what kind of software components. It uses computers, programmable logic controllers and communication networks to coordinate signaling and track circuits. It also ensures that signals are only cleared to proceed when the route ahead is clear. And lastly, the electronic interlocking uses sensors and feedback devices to detect the presence and location of trains on the tracks. Right, for more on this, we were earlier joined by T.S. Ramakrishna, who is a railway expert. We asked him about the electronic interlocking system and if there was any way if this disaster could have been averted. This is what he said. Listen in.
Signaling is done by electronic interlocking. For example, it's a route relay interlocking kind of signaling. What the station master is supposed to do is, whenever he receives a train and then he sends a train, he is supposed to provide the path for the train. So after ensuring, he doesn't have to ensure them by physically monitoring it. Everything will be available on the panel that is available at his room. So everything is completely interconnected and interlocked. So only when the conditions, only when there are no trains ahead of this train and there are no trains which is coming in front, and the tracks are okay and everything is fine, because everything is being tracked down by centralized system at the station level.
For more on this, we now have with us a correspondent, Pooja Mehta, who is joining us live from the accident site. Hi Pooja, now this is one of the worst train tragedies that India has witnessed in nearly 2 decades. What is the on-ground situation like right now at the accident site? Tell us what you're hearing.
Well, absolutely. India has seen the worst ever tragic train accident, and this is one of the biggest that India has ever seen in the last 2 decades. We are at the Bahanagar railway station, and here the railway lines have been completely restored. Yesterday, after 51 hours of continuous work, which was carried out on war footing, you can see all the railway tracks have been repaired, the overhead lines have been repaired, and let me tell you, all this work was being overseen by the Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav. Late last night, after the fit certificate was given for both the tracks, the up line and the down line, trial run was conducted on both these lines. A goods train was seen plying on both the tracks, and since this morning, we've seen at least 10 trains, most of them being passenger trains, going smoothly from both the tracks, which is the up line and the down line. Meanwhile, the rescue relief operations have officially been ended. All those people who were to be shifted to hospitals, they have been shifted to hospitals. Restoration work is complete. But what is still pending is a thorough investigation. Remember, yesterday the Railway Board had recommended a CBI probe into this train accident, which claimed 275 lives, more than 1,175 people were left injured. So we are expecting any time from now, CBI would register the case and start its investigation as far as the train accident is concerned. While the CBI carries out its investigation parallelly, the Commissioner of Railway Safety will also conduct an independent inquiry. This will be conducted by the railways, and they will also come up with the report over the next 2 days. At Kharagpur, the Commissioner of Railway Safety is there. He is conducting the investigation. He is meeting the officials who were present at the site, and all those officials who were somewhat connected to this accident, they are being examined, they are being investigated. Also, this particular railway station where we are standing at this point in time, the Bahanagar station, the person who was in charge of signaling at Friday evening when the accident took place, S.B. Mohanty, who was the station master and who was in charge, he is being perhaps being examined at Khurda. Railway officials are examining him. Earlier, he was issued a show cause notice. He's been put off the roster and he is being questioned. Thereafter, 2-day investigation will be conducted by the chairman of Railway Safety today and tomorrow.
Right, Pooja, I was just coming to that there's a lot of questions are being raised if it was a human error or a technical error. There are some reports, like you mentioned, that have emerged that say that the station master was not at fault. Tell us more on that, what you're hearing on ground. You're at the accident site as we speak.
Well, absolutely. At this railway station, the Bahanagar station, the station manager who's present here at this point in time, we spoke to him. What he had to say is that on Friday evening around 7 p.m. when the accident took place, he wasn't present here. But the station master, S.B. Mohanty, was present here. He said that perhaps it is not his fault. He did not make any mistake. But whatever it is, it will be uncovered and unraveled in the course of investigation. He was completely tight-lipped as far as what really went wrong, in connection with the signalling system, because yesterday the member of the railway board during a press conference highlighted that there was an issue with the signalling system. So all this investigation will be conducted by two agencies. CBI, of course, and Railway is also conducting their own internal investigation.
Right. Thank you, Pooja, for joining us on WION and sharing your insights with us. We'll, of course, be tracking this very closely on WION. Thanks very much.